Hey sailors, I'm Mrs. Smith-Walker. Welcome to scheduling.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Clausen. We put together a video to help you with the scheduling process.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Myers. All information and materials can be found in your Google Classroom.
Our agenda for today will include the following. We're going to review the scheduling information. We'll have an overview of the day. As you've already noted, we've been on a special meeting period day to try to fit this in, and we're doing things a little bit differently. So we'll go over all of the expectations and what you're going to see for the hour. We'll review the graduation requirements, course options, and some college information. We'll also go over the locker sign-up process. We'll go over the credit auditing process so that you'll know where you stand. And then at the end of the video, we have a to-do list, and we thought that it would make things easier for you if we could list all the things that you will be responsible for doing and for taking care of. And then lastly, we're going to update your EDPs. Those are your Educational Development Plan using Zello, which is a career interest inventory. And hopefully you're familiar with this and you've at least done it at some point. But just like things have changed for us, we feel like things have probably changed for you, and we want you to kind of update your EDP, and hopefully it will help you to select classes that will most closely align with those things that you are most interested in. So here we go. So normally if we were in person, I'd take this survey, I'd ask you guys the question, how many credits do you need for graduation? And we'd see who knows the answer. Well, 28 credits are required for graduation. 19 and a half required and 8 and a half elective. Now, if you transferred to Mona Shores High School from a semester school, that total will be adjusted. No worries, we've already taken that into account. But keep in mind that every trimester class that you take is a half credit. A 2-trimester class equals 1 credit. So like English 9A and 9B, that's a 1-credit course with each being a half credit. And then a 3-trimester class equals 1.5 credits. So Algebra 2A, 2B, and 2C, that's 1.5 credits. AP courses that are 3 trimesters long, those are 1.5 credits as well. Of the 28 credits, we talked about 19 and a half being required, and that would be things like 4 years of English, English 9 or Honors English 9, English 10 or Honors, English 11, and then English 12. Now, English 12 comes in 2 different parts. There's a composition, and then there's a literature portion. So survey of fiction would be the literature, and senior writing would be the composition, or advanced comp, or several of the other options that we have for you, or again, any of the AP options. You also have to have a half credit of speech, so that's where we get the 4.5 credits for the English requirement. You also need 3 social studies credits, and that would be American history in the 9th grade, government or economics in the 10th grade, or you could take AP Gov, and that would be 3 trimesters. And if you do AP government, you don't have to take the econ because the economics is embedded in the AP government program. And then in the 11th grade, world history A and B, or you can take AP World, which would be 3 trimesters. You also need 4 math credits, and most students will do algebra as 9th grade, geometry as a 10th grader, Algebra 2, A, B, and C as an 11th grader, and then a senior math. And we have tons of senior math options from accounting, modern furniture, FST, which is functions, statistics, and trigonometry, pre-calc, AP stats, AP computer science. We've just got tons of options for you as a senior. And then we also need 3 science credits, and that would be in the 9th grade biology, where you could take honors bio as a 9th grader. 10th grade, you will take physics, which is 1 try, and chemistry, which is a try, or you may take CP physics, which would be a 2-try course, and CP stands for college placement, or you could take CP chemistry, and that would also be a 2-trimester or 1-credit course. And then as an 11th grader, you have to have a 3rd year science, and that could be environmental science, or there are several other options, anatomy, physiology, or AP environmental. So lots of choices, but you need 3 science credits. We also need a half credit of health, and you can take that in any grade, but typically it's done in the 9th grade. A half credit of PE, any grade. 1 art credit, which could be fine arts, performing arts, traditional art, a business class, an industrial technology course, lots of options. Life management courses would count as an art credit. And then you need one business credit. And so that would be a technology course, something like broadcast speech or electronic music or design tech. And that would be a half credit. And then in the 12th grade, you have to take senior business technology. And so that's something that every 12th grader will be required to take in order to graduate from Mona Shores High School. And then we need 2 world language credits, and you may opt for French or Spanish. And so what you want is 2 credits of the same world language. So 2 French, so French 1 and French 2, or 2 Spanish, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. You would not want to take 1 year of French, 1 year of Spanish. That would not work. So 2 years of a single foreign language. So let's take a look at the required subjects. For English, we've got a course sequence document for you, and that way you can take a look at this. It looks like, as I mentioned, you've got English 9, and that's 1 credit, or Honors English 9, and then you've got speech in the 9th grade. And then if you look in the red box, we've got the English 10 options. It's English 10, Honors English 10, or you can take AP Seminar. As an 11th grader, you can do the 11th grade options, English 11, AP Seminar, AP Research, AP Lang and Composition, or even AP Literature is a possible option. And then as a 12th grader, you can take a senior option. One has to be literature and one has to be composition. And we've got those outlined here, as well as the AP options, AP Seminar, AP Research, AP Lang, and AP Lit and Composition. So lots to choose from for our English options. And we also have included a video that you may find helpful. You can watch that on your own this evening or over the course of the next few days, because unlike years past, this won't be due on Monday. You do have a few extra days to kind of look through everything. And then for the math options, we do have a math course sequence as well. There are several options to choose from. The majority of the students will start in algebra, then they'll go to geometry, algebra 2, and then these are all the 4-year math options. Again, lots to choose from, but the first thing that I'm going to suggest is that you speak to your teacher and get their thoughts. And then we also will have a science course sequence that we'll share with you, and it'll go from the 9th grade biology to the 10th grade physics or chemistry or the CP options, and then several 3rd and 4th year science options. And then lastly, the social studies courses, which we mentioned, the American history, the government and economics or AP Gov, world history as a 3rd year, or the AP World, and then we've got the required world language options as well. And then we need to make sure that we've included the PE, the health, the speech, the art, and the technology.
We offer a variety of electives. Look at your course request form to see what's available to you. Click on the videos link. That will take you to the counseling website. Here you will find clips that teacher made regarding what the class entails and whether or not there might be a prerequisite in order to take that class. Looking in your course request form, if a class has a prerequisite, there'll be an asterisk next to it. So you just want to make sure, usually maybe you need to take, for example, broadcast 1 before moving on to broadcast 2. Sometimes a prerequisite might be just that you have to be in a specific grade to take the class. On the website by the videos, we also have the course offering guide where you can also see descriptions of each class offered. Keep in mind that when selecting classes, this is how we build the master schedule. So if we have enough students to fill a section and we have a teacher to teach it, that's how the section will run. We just want to make sure that you know what you're signing up for. Also, on the course request form, an A or a T will be listed to show whether or not the class can count as an art or tech credit.
We wanted to talk to you a little bit about some other electives that are different than the rest. Media intern is where you're working in the Library Media Center. For that one, you do have to fill out a Google form, which can be found on the Library Media Center webpage, as well as on our Google Classroom. Peer tutor is working with other high school students in the guided academics or freshman success classes. Business work is working in the main office. The prerequisites for that class are either accounting or business info systems. Link leader is working with freshmen. You have to be a junior or senior to do that one. There is a short summer commitment for a training Student leadership is working with Mrs. Helmer on projects throughout the building and in the community. You can take that either for 1 or 2 trimesters. You do have to see Mrs. Helmer to apply for that class. Newspaper, you can take either 1, 2, or 3 trimesters. Yearbook, you have to take all 3 trimesters. Mentorship and work-based learning are only available to seniors, and you could talk to Ms. Hall if you have questions about that. Basically, that is being gone for your 5th hour, whether in an elementary classroom or working your job or doing some other type of internship. And then there's the Career Tech Center, which is only available to juniors and seniors. Lots of options there.
The Career Tech Center is available for juniors and seniors. Please check your Google Classroom if you are interested in this and want to find a little more information. We have a virtual tour that you can check it out, and also more information regarding the classes. We also have brochures in the counseling office if you would like to see whether or not you can get college credit, or maybe just a little more information with what class is related to which careers. This will take up first and second hour all year. So you just want to make sure that you know what you're signing up for. It can count for an art credit, and some of the classes actually you can get a senior math credit. We do not accept English credits through CTC. Some schools do, but Mona Shores, we require you to take English at our high school. CTC forms, there will also be a registration form in the Google Classroom. First come, first serve. Upperclassmen do have priority. So you just want to make sure that you get your information, fill out the registration form to make sure that you can get into your program. We also ask that you pick a second option just in case maybe you're on a waiting list for the first one. You also have to complete the EDP, which is the Educational Development Plan, through Zello. This is required for the Career Tech Center. This is something that you will not be able to drop come fall if you change your mind. As I mentioned before, the master schedule depends on the classes that students picked, so it is important that you know what you're signing up for.
Many students don't know what they want to do when they grow up, and that is just fine. We have a career specialist who works with students in our county to provide lots of events and different opportunities for students to kind of figure that out and to maybe practice or job shadow. So we put together this slide for you to see some of the things that our career specialist has given us access to. If you click on the link in the slide, you'll get all sorts of information. One thing I do want to just point out is the Future Focused series. There are videos that are done once a week regarding specific careers or college information. They may be of interest to some of you, and they are linked within that site.
As you can see, we offer a variety of different AP classes. A majority of them will run 3 trimesters. There are a few that only run 2 tries. Just keep in mind that this is a college level class. You will need a teacher recommendation if you're interested in an AP class, but you are not sure if it's a good option for you. Please talk to the teacher of that subject area to see if it's a good fit.
Dual enrollment is where juniors or seniors can take college classes at the college while still in high school and earn college credit for free. You must qualify based on your PSAT or SAT scores to show that you're college ready, and you have to take a class that Mona Shores does not offer. So with so many AP classes, that does limit your options of what classes you could take at the college, because you could be earning college credit here. But if you found one that you were interested in, you should talk to your counselor and see if that's something that would work for you. Keep in mind that you cannot take a class within the school day. You would be dropping a class at the high school to be able to take a college class, but the schedule can't interfere with the classes that you are taking at the high school. The Early College Program is a program for current 10th grade students only who are going to be juniors next year. It is a 3-year commitment that allows students to extend high school by 1 year, but then earn both their high school diploma and their associate's degree from Muskegon Community College after a 13th year. So it basically takes a year off of your college time, and it's all free. If you are interested in learning more about this program as a sophomore, it is found on the sophomore scheduling Google Classroom page. I have created a video about the program with a lot of information for you. You can also reach out to your counselor if that's something that you're interested in. There is a bit of an application process for that, and it does need to be done soon. There are only certain reasons why students can drop classes. If there's an error in your schedule or you don't have the credits you need for graduation, if teachers say that you are misplaced and you and your parent and your teacher agree that that class is not a good place for you, if there are other extenuating circumstances, there may be possibilities for dropping a class. However, changing your mind, not knowing what you signed up for, not liking a teacher, not liking the lunch that you have, none of those are reasons why we can honor the dropping of a class. We do create the master schedule based on your requests, and so teachers are put into classes and the schedule is created based on that. We can't change it because you decide that you don't want something. Especially, we like to point this out because these are the ones that we get the most requests for, especially with AP classes. If it's not what you expected or you're not loving it or it's harder than you thought, that is not a reason why we can drop an AP class. Any 3-trimester class is a large commitment, and you need to make sure that you know what you're signing up for. Do the research, look in the course offering guide, watch the videos that we have on our scheduling page, talk to teachers, talk to other students, and make sure that you are signing up for a class that you know you want. Those AP classes, choir, band, orchestra, those are the classes that we absolutely cannot drop. And other ones we still can't drop, but they maybe don't feel like quite as big of a commitment.
All juniors will take the SAT here at the high school during the school day following spring break. It's important that you make arrangements and plan to be here so that you can participate. Testing is generally 3 days. It will include on the first day SAT, and then the second and third days will be state mandated in-step and word keys. Also, we want to remind you to start thinking of 3 colleges that you would like to receive your scores, as you'll need to include that information when you do your registration here at school. Also, once you take the all-school testing date, if you're unhappy with your score or you'd like more practice, please note that there are additional testing dates listed on the slide. Happy testing!
We wanted you to have this as a reference. So thinking about life after high school, if you are planning to attend one of the colleges listed here, or actually any college, will have a freshman profile on their website. So you just want to make sure that your GPA and SAT score are falling in line with what you want to do in the future. So this is more of a reference, so you can kind of see on average, this is freshman profiles at each college. On average, their GPA, SAT, and you just want to make sure your future goals are realistic and falling in line with how you're doing at the high school.
By now, hopefully you've heard of the Muskegon Area Promise Scholarship. It is for all graduates who graduate from a Muskegon County school and live within the Muskegon County boundaries and pay taxes to Muskegon County. You are eligible if you have a 3.5 GPA or higher, that's an unweighted GPA, at the time of graduation. Then you would get your tuition to MCC or Baker paid for. It's an amazing opportunity, but that only real requirement is that 3.5 GPA.
To sign up for a locker, you can access the form on the monashores.net website under high school departments, and library media center. Keep in mind, if you have a partner, only one person will need to fill out the form. We will also have information in your Google Classroom where you can click on the link.
So, it's graduation time. Let's check the number of credits that you have. You'll need to log into your PowerSchool portal, just like you do when you check your grades. Once you're in, you'll click on Student Profile. And if you look at this, you'll see all information about you. Scroll down and you will come to a heading that says Cumulative Info. And in this section, it'll have your cumulative weighted GPA, your unweighted GPA, your class rank, and then your total number of credit hours. And so remember, we talked about if you are a 9th grader at this point and have passed all your classes, you'd have 2.5 credits listed there. If you are a 10th grader at this point, you would have 10 credits listed there and you've passed all your classes. And if you are a junior right now, you would have 17.5 credits listed there. Now, if you've failed a few classes, you may be a few short there, but remember, you can only have failed 4 classes over the course of the 4 years and still be on track for graduation. But if you have any questions, any problems with that number, again, reach out to one of your counselors, okay? And so if we scroll on down, you will see a history. It says historical grades, and that is a listing of every class that you've taken. Oftentimes it goes back to the 7th grade, but we'll use this information in order to audit your transcript. And when we say audit, that means we want you to know what courses you've taken and what yet needs to be taken. And what you'll do is you'll use this historical information. It'll show every class, every grade, every course that you've taken, all 3 trimesters for the whole time that you've been in the high school. And so we'll look at those things and we'll compare them. And so when you look down at the historical grades, you'll see on my screen Biology A. And so you'll look on your audit sheet, you'll put an X in Biology A. You'll find Biology B, you'll put an X in Biology B. In the math section, you'll see Algebra A, you'll put an X there. Algebra B, you'll put an X there. And you'll put X's in every box where you have completed the class. So now let's say, just for demonstration purposes, that this student didn't pass English 9A. Well, that would remain blank. But now this student is actually going to be an 11th grade student. And so that would mean they would need to schedule English 11A, 11B, and English 9A, because on the audit form are the 19 and a half required courses that you must have for graduation. So what you want is all of these things filled in. Now, one thing that sometimes gives students a little bit of trouble, they have questions about, are the AP courses. So let's take a look at this student's historical grade and compare it to the audit. AP Gov. That would be the 2nd year of social studies. And so if you look, you would put in AP Gov A, and then you look on the sheet and you put an X next to American government. And then it says economics, and you have AP Gov B, and you put an X next to that, because remember, if you take AP government, the economics portion is embedded within the course. And then you have a trimester, AP Gov C. Where does that go? You can put that underneath the elective credits. And remember, you still need 8.5 credits of elective credits. And so that's where you would put the extra trimester. Again, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. But we would like for you to go through and audit as many courses as you can. And then if you do this before you schedule, then you'll know what needs to be scheduled on your course request form and what courses you'll need to be taking for next year, so that you make sure that you've completed all of the required courses needed for graduation. Now that we've gone over just about everything in our presentation and we're just about done, we want to always show you a visual. So we're going to make an attempt at doing that right now. So what will happen is, remember, you'll log into your PowerSchool portal, just like you want to check your grades. You'll log on in. Once you get into that system, you'll see to the left, it'll say class registration, and you'll click on that. You'll go to a welcome to the Mona Shores High School class registration system for 2021-22. And it'll have all of the courses which will align with your course request form. So you'll take your course request form and you will compare it to the online system. And let's click on the English. So in the upper right-hand corner of the English box, it says English required, 4.5 credits. You will click on the pencil. You will get all the options that are available to you. Now remember, some of them have a box where you can check them and some don't. So if I'm demonstrating a 10th grade student, any student will click on English 10A and she'll click on English 10B. And then we'll go to the bottom and we'll say, okay. And then you'll see on the screen, there will be an English 10A and a 10B shown. Now we'll go to the math. Any student has talked to her math teacher and her math teacher has recommended that she take geometry A and B. And so we'll scroll and we'll look for geometry A and B. Remember that they are alphabetical. So if you don't see it on the first page, there's a second page or an arrow over down at the bottom. So we'll find geometry A and B and we'll click on those two and we'll say okay. And now let's go to the bottom and check how many credits. And it'll show you requires between 7.5. That's how many you need to select, 7.5. So we'll go back up. We'll select electives at this point. And so now we have selected 7.5 of 7.5 credit. But we're not done yet, because you guys will remember that you must select 3 alternates. And remember, these alternates are not things that you're taking because you have nothing else to choose from. They are courses that you're taking because, hey, if I could take them, I would, but I don't have enough room in my days. So it has to be something that you want, because the likelihood is pretty great that you may get 1, if not 2, of your alternates. So please, 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 don't select things that you don't like. Now, it won't accept them if you haven't selected enough courses. If you haven't chosen at least 7.5, it'll tell you there's an error and you'll have to make sure you go and do it. So pretty much that's it. That's the general outline of how to schedule. Remember, the course request forms, you will need to make sure that you have parent signature on them and student signature.
So we have come to the end of our presentation, and now it's time for you to get busy. The things that we need you to do are listed here. Your course request form needs to be filled out completely with a parent signature and any applicable teacher signatures. There are going to be boxes outside of the counseling office and in the lobby for you to turn that form into as soon as you're ready. And you also could turn it into your teacher on the due date. Number 2 is you have to complete applicable Google Forms found in your Google Classroom. So if you are interested in Media Intern or Student Leadership or doing the Career Tech Center or Algebra 2 Blended, those Google Forms are found in your Google Classroom. You need to make sure that those are done by the due date. You need to go into your Power School and submit your schedule online, making sure that it matches your course request form. There are instructions linked in the slide here and on Google Classroom. You need to update your EDP through Zello. As we talked about, it is the law that every student has an EDP on file. There is an instructional video and a document telling you exactly what to do. Again, it's found on Google Classroom. We then ask that you send a screenshot of your Zello task completion showing that you're 100% complete to your teacher. We also ask that you sign up for a locker on the Library Media Center webpage. Only one person needs to do that if you're going to have a partner. And then, of course, we'd love for you to follow us on our Twitter. We anticipate you may have questions. If you need to speak with your counselor, you absolutely can. Please use the counseling office QR code, stop in and see us, send us an email. We plan to send passes for you on specific dates by grade level to make sure you get your questions answered before the due date.
Now that you've watched the video, if you have any questions, please reach out to us by email or scan the QR codes that are placed throughout the building, or schedule a meeting via Google Classroom. Or you may always stop by the counseling office.
Appointments will be arranged by grade level in 10 to 15-minute increments. You can sign up on Google Classroom.
Remember, talk to your teachers about recommendations. Course request forms need the appropriate signatures. Pay special attention to due dates and check your Google Classroom for updates and more information.
Check Google Classroom.